What is up, guys? This is Mark with the Mic, and this is another The Wrestling Babble podcast by Cyclone Inc. I'm Mark with the Mic. I'm joined by Louis Beans. I always forget. I do so many damn
What is up? What is up?
Names. What is up, Louis Beans? On this Tuesday, we will explain the Tuesday later on, but anyway, going to the wrestling. Monday Night Raw was interesting. You haven't got to see the whole thing. All I can say is Shawn Michaels' head is invincible.
Oh, well, it's good to know. It's good to know.
It started off. I'll say it started off kind of congested. Like, I felt bad for the girls. Mickey, especially Mickey James and Natty. I actually wanted to see that match, and y'all kept fucking taking the camera off. It pissed me off.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. I can agree with you that because of what I got to see.
Yeah,
that did stand out to me as like that sucks.
Yo, I wanted to see that match. I was like, yo, and you know what bothers me is that they built that from last week.
Yes, I agree.
So
I agree.
Why you do that? Why you do that to Mickey James? Mickey James, the future Hall of Famer, yo.
I don't understand. I thought one of them was gonna turn and hit Seth in the back of the head or something at one point.
Yeah,
they should have.
Yeah, so I was a little disappointed with that. Like, y'all just like treated him as a joke, and I understand you were trying to like hype the Retribution, but don't advertise them. That's my biggest shit. WWE's advertising on commercials. Oh, the Retribution, they may be here soon. I don't like. You lost the element of surprise when you freaking announced they're gonna be there, because then I'm expecting them to be there.
I got issues with what I saw regarding Retribution in the small amount of time I even saw this week.
Yeah,
when they can't do this anymore. They got to stop because they're living in two worlds.
Mm-hmm.
They want to suspend the disbelief, and I'll tell you where they lost me this week. When they went to the truck.
Yeah.
How'd they see into that truck? Do you remember? A cameraman opened the door.
Yeah.
A cameraman who worked for WWE.
Yeah.
Inside the truck, Retribution was destroying WWE property.
Yeah.
Why did that cameraman be left alone? They didn't even look at him. Come on, man. You gotta stop that.
He's hired by them, I guess.
You gotta stop the continuity, man. Yeah. You gotta, if they're gonna harass everybody, they gotta harass everybody.
Like you guys have enough cameras everywhere. Like, you could easily set a camera up in that shop and had it been taken from the camera in that room.
In the truck. Exactly. Come on, man.
You guys have done this before. This is not your first time doing shit like this. Like, there's no excuse.
It's not amateurish, because you see there's actors and there's cameras and things are involved, but like, it's amateurish, man. Like, they lost everybody who knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's like this is something we could talk about. Like, what we'll talk about is just if Finn combined. So the Retribution is trying to be a big storyline in WWE. Like, they start just wrecking havoc and stuff like that. And I feel like they're just, every time they bring them up, I think the only time that I didn't mind what they did was last Friday.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's been terrible. Like, I think it's terrible. The first time when they had the chainsaw, you close up on a prop chainsaw.
You're right.
It's a prop chainsaw. It had no chain.
You're right.
Like, those little things. Like, again, you're trying to get me to believe in this team. You're fucking up every kind of belief I had in this team, because you with your shitty camera work, your shitty presentation to what they're doing, and you guys are just trying to like be the cool thing, like, oh look, they flip up a car, yeah, kind of shit, and it doesn't work that way. Yo, I've seen a man fucking flip a car.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that. The cool part is when the dude flips the car, not when the car is flipped over.
Yeah, so it's taking my belief that I just want this shit to end. I like, just show your fucking faces. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I feel bad because there's going to be guys I like. I'm not going to want to hate them, and they're going to hate them because they did all this bullshit.
That's true. Guys and girls.
The guys and girls, because I already like kind of spot like three or four girls that I know that are there. Like, Santana Garnett has to be one of them, because her hair, I've seen her hair. I know her hair. I forgot her name. She's a tall chick, tall skinny chick.
Not Andy Harwell, right?
No,
Did she?
she
Okay.
she's another. I forgot her name. She used to have like a glasses and do like a dorky kind of character. She was barely on TV though, so I'm not
No.
sure if you remember her. But she
Mm-mm.
just recently dyed her hair purple, and that's her. She's tall,
Oh
and
my
it's
goodness.
very like easy to tell because she's tall. I know exactly who she is. Um,
Wow.
Vanessa Bourne was one because her hair came out her damn hood. You have unique hair. You could spot your hair from a mile away.
Hmm. You're right.
Chelsea Green was one. So they're mixing them up, so you can't really tell exactly who they are, but they're using sometimes when they mix them up, they use the same team in both shows,
Hmm.
and it's just like, come on, like you had some of the best, greatest groups of all time in your federation, from Evolution to well, you guys did suck with the NWO. I'm sorry.
I mean, the DX was like the best,
Huh?
probably. DX was probably the best
DX,
on
yeah.
in terms of
DX.
who caused you mischief. Like DX caused hella mischief.
So my biggest thing is like you doing this retribution characters, and you had probably one of the best crazy ass retribution kind of team already in your disposal, and you treated them like shit. You had Sanity there.
Yeah, sanity. Yep.
Sanity could easily be believable enough to pull all this shit off.
Here's the thing that even to today, should they decide, just because we know how WWE operates, where even if they have a plan, Vince can just say no.
Yeah.
My thing about this is like you can still salvage this. They have people who could be leaders or the high ranking member or have a reason for having this sort of chaos.
Yeah.
You said sanity. If they just gave it to Killian Dane, he still looks like a one man
Yo.
warrior. Like I'm just saying, if he
Yo.
had been the head honcho, it would
Yeah.
make sense.
Yo, I got one for you.
Okay.
Sami Zayn.
Ooh, even better. Yeah, that makes way more. Ooh, that's the, all right. I'm on board
I got chills for
because of
that one.
because of who he was before he left. Oh man, I could definitely see it. Yeah. Damn.
Like imagine they attack the ring of groups and they just don't touch Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro.
Mm, that'd be something.
But he attacks AJ and he attacks them
Yeah.
because AJ did take the IC title that he
Mm.
probably didn't lose.
I'm just saying, like that makes a lot of sense. Just even with the characters that they built already.
And then
Sami
just his
Zayn in
mic work.
WWE, yeah, he became basically a person who would lead something like this, right? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe his ideal wasn't exactly violent, but
Shit happens.
yeah, yeah,
It's like I didn't want to be. I didn't want it to be violent, but they have their own ways of doing things.
exactly. So if you want change, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like this could be. I don't know. Like so far, like especially if it comes to SummerSlam and they try to interrupt like every match in SummerSlam, it's just gonna piss me off.
Here's
It's
the
not
thing.
gonna make me care.
Here's the thing that I'm asking you, and the thing that they've failed to tell me. What do they want, Merc?
Yeah.
There's been like 4 weeks of this. What do they
Yeah.
want?
Yeah, they just want destruction and to write WWE and with a cross in between. That's all they. That's the only thing I got off of them.
Yeah, like this is again. I'm just saying. I'm trying to understand and work with what they're giving me.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
There's no
What?
particular target. There's no. Yeah, I could agree with that.
They haven't had a promo besides the SmackDown quote unquote promo. They haven't stopped to talk to the camera for very long, if at all.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like they have to show it soon. Like
I
very
agree.
soon. Like Friday.
I also agree, especially since they're supposed to be starting this new process by Friday.
And then like why NXT is not touched?
You right. Ooh, consistency, man. You see what I'm saying?
I'm just saying like they're in the same area,
Consistency.
man. Actually no, they're not.
Consistency.
They're in Full Sail.
Oh, you imagine if it is NXT?
Yeah. It's just all NXT. Like fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, Merc, we're giving them credit. That
Yeah,
could be a good idea.
could be a good idea, but I wouldn't want the whole NXT roster on the main roster.
No, I'm just saying. No, no, just for the purposes of
Yeah,
messing with them,
yeah,
I wouldn't mind that.
yeah, or even like SmackDown people coming to NXT to see if any of them are part of the Retribution.
True.
They are not that
True.
far away. Like, all right, so the
True.
Performance Center, it's close to. It's maybe like 10 miles away from from the Full Sail University.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a maybe an hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can all drive to Full Sail University, invade, and be like,
Exactly.
yo, where are these motherfuckers at?
Exactly.
Like, one of y'all were tall and kind of doofy looking. Where's Dodge River?
You with the purple hair. Where you at?
Exactly. Yo, I swear to God, and you know what? She's in the crowd sometimes too, so it's gonna piss me off when
Oh,
I see her in the crowd.
that's messed up.
Like, y'all not even looking at her like she looks familiar. Y'all got ass whoopings by her. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's
yo, you know
too
what?
much.
You know what's the funniest shit?
Mm-hmm.
If it happens to be her,
Okay.
she's the one that got her ass kicked on Monday,
By
a week ago.
oh, oh, really? That girl? Okay,
Yes.
so she got jumped in. All right, it makes sense then. Okay.
I think we're making the storyline better than what it is.
Yes, we are. 100%.
We tend to do that.
Fans would love to watch what we just said because you know what? We know what we like, man.
Yeah. Blood in, blood out, yo. Without the sucking of fingers.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that was, I remember that. That was a weird.
Damn Ken. He was Ken in
Yeah,
Street
I
Fighter.
know. I know. That's pretty funny.
Oh man. So they gotta do something with
Did
this team.
his gang, I just want to say, did his gang steal Shotzi Blackheart's helmet?
Maybe. You see? No. You see, I think while all this retribution shit was going on, someone was like, you know what? While all this chaos is going on, I'm gonna steal that car. There's no
The
security.
real, the real thief showed up. He was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, while they were all play fighting, I'm gonna take your car."
Exactly.
Vroom.
It's not like there's security.
Yeah, exactly. From what we've seen, no, they're all busy
No.
being beaten up by their own people. So,
Or
yes,
eating donuts while this shit's happening.
unfortunately, just sleeping.
Yeah. They got called in later. They didn't come in early. It's a storyline that I could live without.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they need to show something on Friday.
They
I'm
had
giving you a day to show.
they had more stories with Impact that they cut off. Remember the hacker?
Yeah,
Gone.
yeah,
See, here's how dead the hacker is. I saw the footage of Zelina standing in front of Montez's cup.
mm-hmm.
So basically, they took what the hacker would have shown to the audience,
Yeah.
and they gave it to Samoa Joe. You see what I'm saying? Like they just
Yeah.
killed the character. Like, come on.
Why don't you just involve that hacker into the retribution too?
Somebody mentioned, I forgot who said that. Touched Ali, and he says, "Nah, man, it's not me." And they just kept going. So
Yeah,
they they pretty much just killed it.
yeah.
Like officially on the show, like it was in small ways. Like I don't know, man. Unless they're just playing it along, because but for them to themselves bring it up and for they themselves to do things that the
Yeah.
hacker would do is like, oh, we don't need this character anymore.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, there's no continuity in that writing team. Their writing team right now is like hit and miss. I think
Yeah.
I think SmackDown I think SmackDown is good because of the talent more than anything else. I think the talent is what keeps SmackDown on float. They're a very talented roster. They have a lot of good promos in that show. They have a lot of guys that have character. And I don't think Raw has the same amount of characters they have on SmackDown than
I was gonna say, I agree with you, but you know what's funny? I had a conversation about this earlier. I think you can see the differences in the writing because there are still different writers for both shows at some level. There might be a singular head writer,
Yeah.
but it's going crazy out
But
here. I don't know
you
what
could
up that
see
one.
you could see it especially on SmackDown. Daniel Bryan is one of the heads of the writing team in SmackDown.
Is he a writer now? I didn't know what he does.
He's took over as one of the lead writers while when Brie was having her baby. Like he's not
Oh,
gonna
he
be
was a
wrestling
writer?
for a bit.
Oh, because he didn't run a wrestling. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't
So,
want to wrestle for a bit because the baby just was born.
so what I could see, and there's two sets of talents that I could put and go, here's equally talented people who came from the same place,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Liv and Ruby, for what they've been doing with them on Raw, right?
Yeah,
And then there's Sonya and Mandy. They all came from NXT. They're all pretty much like at the same point and period in time,
yeah,
getting to or came to the main roster, right?
yeah,
So you could see like, oh, these people have the basically in the WWE world the same level of experience. Why is it though that someone seems to find it okay to let Sonya go, and why is it let Mandy go, but they can't let Ruby and Liv like just have a prolonged segment? Because every time they do get something, it's a moment. It's literally a
hmm.
flash, and then the thing that really caps it off is you have Ruby get her ass kicked,
Yeah,
and
all
it
the time.
feels like the thing that I kind of chalk it up to was that the fans had more of a push in getting Ruby back to a spot because when she came back, immediately the fans gravitated towards her
Yeah,
and Liv. And then so they were like, well, this is what I feel, and this is what it seemed to come across as. Nobody was pushing for Mandy and Sonya to do anything like that. They took that upon themselves
yeah,
within the company. So it's like we can take 100% credit for this. Nobody's pushing them. Nobody's hitting the like button and saying, "Help Sonya." Where's Sonya, right?
yeah,
But they did that with Ruby and Liv for the longest, and it feels like there's resentment there,
yeah,
and it shouldn't be so obvious
yeah.
that they treat certain people badly because the fans are the ones that are pushing for them. So
Like it's kind of hard to you see. The thing is, it's also hard because you don't have an audience to really see where the fans are gravitating towards or anything like that. You
oh
have
no,
internet comments, but not all every internet comment is.
no, that's not what
Yeah,
I mean. I
yeah,
mean the engagement. They track
yeah,
the engagement because you could tell recently is that now this is the era we live in.
yeah,
They look at these wrestlers' social media. They look at the posts and stuff and the love that they get.
yeah,
They see that they're on YouTube. They see
yeah,
that these people have channels and stuff now, and
yeah,
fans interact with them more. So they can gauge more than just the casual fan comment, and they know that, oh, these people have 50,000 views on their own video.
yeah,
There's a hashtag trending around this wrestler for some reason,
yeah,
and it's like 10,000 people starting it. That's
yeah,
not nothing, but they use it in the wrong way, and they seem to use it with like a little bit of anger because they didn't find it first.
yeah.
Because it just seems like these two sets of girls, Ruby can talk her ass off, and
Ruby's good.
Liv is right there with her.
And I think
But
Liv was like getting steam. Like when she started coming out with that character, I was digging what she was doing. Like she was actually having really good matches too.
you notice though, it just seems like the way that the two sets of girls made it to a spotlight position is like, but they're like in the same experience category. Why
Yeah,
would you treat them so differently? Why do you give these girls a 5-minute segment and then beat one 2 weeks in a row?
yeah.
I don't like what.
It's a whole different. The crazy thing is, well, Mandy's excuse also is she had Otis.
And
Otis
that's
became
another
the
thing.
most
But
popular fucking
and,
dude there.
and it's just like, but that's just more to show how messed up it is, because it's like, oh yeah, she's popular, and she's popular with him,
Yeah,
who's also been a homegrown product.
yeah,
And it's just like, it almost and with the news we got from Miro, the
yeah,
official newsletter,
yeah.
it really makes it seem like that's the case. If you don't go through their channels, it's rough for you.
Oh, yo, look at the biggest example, Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder, yes, yes,
Zack Ryder's the biggest example. He got over the Rock.
yes, yes.
He got cheered over the Rock, and they still like didn't do nothing with him. And he could honestly, with the storyline he had and how he built it, what he built, he could have easily been a WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. He had the gimmick. He had the talk. He had the fan base. He had a fan base. And he could have had a Kofi Kingston kind of story going into like a WrestleMania kind of thing, as the big underdog and finally winning that big one. And honestly, you could have easily made money off of that. But again, I feel like, and that's the reason why like the club didn't work out, because WWE didn't make the Bullet Club, so they didn't care about the team.
Yes, this is also true.
If they don't make the team, they don't care about it. NWO.
This is also, but it's hard when you see the preferential treatment that one member of that group might get.
Yeah.
So when you see that they fumbled the club, but they went head over heels and pulled out all the stops for AJ.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you couldn't at least give him the dignity of treating his boys right.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when you constantly read or hear anybody saying that, oh yeah, AJ's not happy with how they treat his boys, it's like, that sucks. You don't want that.
Yeah, and it's also like it's also goes to a point that like he was, and is not like any particular person, but Paul Heyman was the one that kind of screwed him.
Yes,
everyone will say, "Oh, Paul Heyman should be back there." Like, no, he screwed people too.
Yes, he does. Notorious liar. I know that from listening to podcasts where wrestlers who are in ECW tell you, oh yeah, that he probably owes more checks that he could cash. Like, yes, that's him.
That is Paul Heyman in a nutshell. Like, they're not. It's funny is when you actually hear them talk about it, they're not surprised by it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah, they're like,
it's kind of messed up. It was a different era. It's a different time when that was accepted.
Yeah,
you know.
But we have that with a lot of people, and there's people that get used right, and there's people that don't. Like, I know Daniel Bryan being part of like a big part of the writing team of SmackDown now. That's the reason why we're getting the Big E push.
Okay.
Daniel Bryan, like, honestly, if you hear any damn interview with Daniel Bryan, and the person that he would love to wrestle and one of his favorite people to wrestle, he always says Big E.
That's a good person to have in your corner.
Daniel Bryan loves Big E. He loves him to death. Like, he loves wrestling him. He loves just his physique and just everything. Like, he's a huge fan of Big E. So anytime he could push and help build, it was Daniel Bryan's reason of Kofi Kingston winning the WWE Championship.
I was not surprised there.
No, it was he wanted to go. He was like, I want to drop it to Kofi. And I wanted to do it this way because, honestly, I don't have another opponent that's going to be as big as him right now.
So, if that's the case, then they could have found somebody because they picked their own people. So
they knew exactly. So, for a fact that Kofi Kingston was not supposed to be in part. Not even Ali was not going to be part of it either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Mustafa Ali was supposed to get the big push as well, but I don't think he was going to go to a WWE Championship.
This is true.
I would love to see it, but I doubt it.
I mean, I wonder what they're waiting on doing anything with him. Everything that we just got through talking about, it has to do with him now.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous.
He's trying super hard.
So, all right, if you guys don't think, he could promo. Have you ever listened to his 205 promos? He has some of the amazing promos.
He has some of the best self-produced promos.
Wrestling. He had probably 2 of the top 5 matches of the last 2 years of Buddy Murphy. You have Buddy Murphy on fucking Raw. Why haven't he fought him yet?
You're right.
How you bring him up on Fire, winning, and then have him lose like 3 times in a row already?
And then just not have him on the show.
You just stuck him in with the other flyers. Like, hey, let's just go and put all the flyers together.
And then make nobody care about them like they've done to them. How do you... I had a conversation about Ricochet.
Yeah.
How do you make somebody who was as spectacular, who's probably neck and neck with Ali for like the most acrobatic, the most just in the ring, I mean, on pure skill alone, up there, you know what I mean? And it's just like, how did you manage to take that man
because
who is not injured,
yeah,
and make no one give a crap about him?
Because it's a sad thing. Like, I like Bruce Pitcher and I don't like Bruce Pitcher. You know, Bruce Pitcher is probably one of the biggest racists in fucking wrestling.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has he can't he don't know how to book a colored person, and that's a problem. That's a big problem. Bruce Pitcher has some of the biggest history with a lot of bullshit. Same thing as Jim Cornette. He's in that same category.
Mm.
But at least Jim Cornette is honest with it, and he also had a lot of people of color in his federations that he treated well, and like Kings kind of thing too.
Yeah.
But he's honest with his shit.
Yeah.
Bruce Pitcher had always had issues with dealing with certain vast of people. Like he could book Randy Orton because Randy Orton is easy to book, extremely easy to book. But the Hurt, honestly, if it was the Hurt Business, the reason why Hurt Business is doing as good as they are is because of MVP.
Yeah, that's true.
Vince McMahon likes MVP. He likes his mic skills. He likes how he presents himself. And I think Vince McMahon gave him the okay to say whatever fuck he wants when he promos.
Yeah.
And it's a rare trust that he gives you that. New Day has that. New Day could say whatever the fuck they want on promos. The reason why, they earned their spot.
And you can see that they've given it to Sonya.
Yeah.
Like the way you could tell, Drew McIntyre is another person. The Miz and Morrison, you could tell. There's certain people when they speak.
Yeah.
And what they have to tell you, you could tell it's just a person saying something. It's not. I'm here to run wild and win the championship. And you know what? They're telling you stories. Like the guys and the girls are telling you stories. I remember when Bailey couldn't really talk.
Yeah, Bailey's killing it now.
Exactly. She is one of the most. She has one of the most like nuanced. Her and Sasha, because a lot of the some of the personalities on YouTube and stuff that I watch that talk about wrestling, even in a small way, they see the things that they do because you can pick up on the facial expressions.
Yeah.
You can pick up on the small things that they say about each other, to each other, like the thing about the belt last week with before they got interrupted, where Bailey was like, "Oh, I'll do something more important."
Yeah.
When she was instead of having her friend's championship be an important thing.
Yeah.
And you can also see Sasha's face when in a ring when she says "my friend Bailey." She like turns her head sideways. It makes a face.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of those things that it's like, okay, they got it.
Yeah.
Where it's like second nature.
You know what's crazy? And we talk about like how things are booked, and like we're talking about pretty much the bad of booking and shit like that. There's a huge I see like a huge difference of what Charlotte was doing on NXT, going to all the shows, and what Sasha and Bailey is doing
exactly
with the tag belts and going to all the shows. Exactly. I hated that Charlotte had the NXT championship because I felt like she was not pushing or doing anything to help the other person. I felt like it was just mainly on her character. Sasha and Bailey, I find it different. As in, yeah, they win the matches, but they do like bring up the other person when they do wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
They elevate everyone, and they really focus on everyone. They feel, and they have a way of showing how important everything is.
And I think that they also kind of more of a benefit of working with everybody.
Yeah.
Is that they have that physical chemistry in the ring with most of those girls, whereas Charlotte, she really didn't wrestle a lot of people because once she became Charlotte Flair, she was only wrestling like the top.
Yeah.
So her fighting Nikki Cross every other week, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and I feel like their presence is more important. Like I felt like in general, I just feel like their presence is more important. If they're not promoting they're wrestling, and they're wrestling some of their best matches. They're, if not wrestling, they're promoting. They have some of their best promos, and they're building those characters. And it's gonna be sad to see when they finally get mad at each other and want to fight each other. But I'm all along for that ride.
Yeah,
and
it's not one of the things I want to see go away. It's
not gonna go away anytime soon. I
go fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
Sasha and Bailey is forever.
I feel the Sasha Bailey could work all the way to WrestleMania.
I can see that.
And I think that's where they got to fight.
I feel like it's gonna end before then, though.
I have a feeling too. I have a feeling it's gonna end SummerSlam. To be honest with you, I feel like one of them is gonna lose the belt, and one of them is gonna blame each other for the belt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's gonna go. I feel like they should hold this off into WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I actually could see one losing the title, and them still trying to, and them keeping the tag titles for a bit, and so one still stays champ, and Royal Rumble. At Royal Rumble, the other wins.
How has Bailey held the belt for a year?
Yeah. Yeah. This is her best. Honestly, I will say this is her best title reign.
Because I was trying to think about, has there been a champ in recent history that's on the main show, not Adam Cole?
Yeah.
Because he had it for damn near a year, like a year and some days. That has legitimately had the belt without losing it for a year.
Yeah.
Was it did
Bailey,
Becky have the belt for
Becky?
a year?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to think about
Bailey,
who
Becky, Charlotte.
Charlotte had it for a year?
Yeah. She had it
When?
for like almost 2 years.
When?
When she first got the Divas title.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
She had a long reign. The only one that has not had a long reign, Sasha.
Yeah, hers were notoriously short, which was like, oh, okay.
She never won a pay-per-view.
Oh, that's what it was. She actually always lost her belts on pay-per-view?
Yeah, she never won a pay-per-view. Like she never won a title defense.
Wow.
She won it 5 times, but she was never able to defend it.
I'll take it back next month.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
But I liked seeing what they're doing with that. But the negativity thing was with Ali. Like, Ali is probably one of my favorites. So we've always been big fans of Ali on this show, especially during 205. 205, he was probably one of the best. And that was the one person also that I'm mad that he never got the NXT, the Cruiserweight Championship either.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially.
Why can't they? It just wouldn't feel right, though. If he went to NXT now, for some reason, it feels different. He needs he would have to have a slight alteration or something if he went there. Because I feel like it's not what it used to be when you to go to NXT now. I feel like you almost have to be better than you were when you would have been there the first time. Because I feel like Sasha going back is infinitely better. Her and Bailey are way better than they were when they went back. Like almost everybody now that ever interacts in Finn Balor, he's the man.
But you also got all those shackles off once you go back to NXT.
But that's what I'm saying, and I feel like he's not ready to. But I feel like that would be the place where he would thrive. But he's not ready yet.
I honestly think if he got moved back to NXT with what he had in 205, I think it'll work.
I just don't. I feel like he needs a layer of evolution into the next version of Mustafa Ali, or even if he drops something. Imagine if he just wrestled as himself with his regular name.
Yeah.
Because even the Mustafa Ali part is still kind of. I know he's fighting to normalize anybody thinking about Muslims and people from the Middle East or anything like that. You gotta be a Muhammad Hassan type character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also, I think it also would be a strong thing just because his name, his real name, also is just it's an ethnic name, and you never heard anybody with that name.
Yeah.
But there's tons of little kids that grew up and are growing up and have that name. It's still, I'm just saying, I feel like it's too early for some reason.
Yeah. But I think he could be. I think he could thrive, especially imagine him versus this dude Santo Escobar.
Mm-hmm. Him versus Swerve.
Those two matches.
That's Swerve. Him versus Swerve.
I've seen him versus Swerve.
Oh really? Where?
All right, so when I used to do the pro wrestling tees, it gave me a Mustafa Ali DVD.
Oh.
And it has him versus Leo Rush, him versus Swerve Scott, and him versus I forgot who else. I think it was Cedric.
Okay.
In the Indies.
Wow.
Him versus Leo Rush was crazy too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, him and Leo
Okay.
Rush, and that's another person. Like I'm surprised. Like I think he should. Honestly, I don't know how his situation went, but I think he should have been bigger than what he was in WWE.
And he went through the whole reinvention, and that's the thing I feel like he felt at home at NXT when he went through everything he went through
Yeah,
in 205 and the main roster, and then he got there and he was just this different person, but
yeah,
still the same.
yeah,
And I felt like him with the championship, it felt right.
yeah.
So that's what I mean about Mustafa Ali. But yeah,
I
that's
think he
another
could
move
bring it though.
opportunity.
I think Mustafa could bring it if he had to change his character a bit or anything like that. I think he's good enough to change whatever he needs to change. I just feel like he needs a break. I think he needs a shot to do it.
Yeah,
And what you're doing now is just discouraging him and not wanting to care. And honestly, he's gonna want his release soon.
yeah, I could definitely see that.
And honestly, he's gonna thrive anywhere he goes.
Hmm.
Impact could use him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that would be great.
I wouldn't want him in AEW because I feel like AEW is overcrowded right
It's too
now.
crowded. Yeah, yeah.
But Impact right now is honestly, I say Impact right now is my second show. Like it's usually WWE stuff,
Hmm.
Impact, then AEW. Impact been
Okay.
very solid, very strong, and seeing like just one match with Brian Myers and just seeing how much he fucking has passion to wrestle, it's a
Hmm.
whole different experience of what I've seen him in WWE.
Okay,
It's
that's good.
crazy. It's
That's
crazy.
good.
Something I want to another thing. Seeing that we just shooting the shit, and I think this is actually a flow. The way it's flowing is just a shoot the shit episode.
Hmm.
Is LeBron and Bray?
Oh man.
I think we have to get into that because that I want it to be so good, and it's not.
Yeah, I mean, so okay, we didn't get to salvage the discussion we had.
Yeah,
Uh, my problem with what's happening with Braun is that it feels like they're not going far enough with Braun. Like they've pulled everything back
yeah,
with his supposed transformation. He's calling himself a monster now. He disappeared for weeks with no explanation, really. And then these events just don't make sense. He doesn't care about Alexa Bliss, but does he? And then he tries to throw her, and then she just ends up that summons the fiend, but not to save her? Question mark.
yeah,
And it's just like up to this point, it feels like it fell apart.
yeah. So they did some weird shit already, like within between it. So I think what rekindled this rivalry, I think was when Wyatt mandible clawed Alexa Bliss.
Yes,
I think
it
that
had
was like
everybody talking about
everyone like, oh shit, really? The next week when he was on the Tron saying he don't care and he's the monster and shit like that, and then Alexa touching the mask
it. Hmm.
kind of pissed me off.
My thoughts on the whole thing was, you just reused the moment.
Yeah,
It was so special when he first attacked her,
yeah,
for you to not explain that he summoned her to the
yeah,
ring.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? There's too many things
yeah.
still left that leave the viewers in the dark. So I'm just like, what is happening? I thought,
Like,
okay, Merc, can I tell you my honest reaction when I saw that?
but
I thought I was watching a repeat. I thought I was watching the recap. I thought they were recapping what happened the week before. So when I looked at it, I was like, why is this happening again?
you
Oh,
know,
this is this week? Oh, shoot. So yeah.
what bothered me on the second one was there was no like sense of danger for Alexa Bliss whatsoever.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that was the thing. It was like you're supposed to be scared of him. You're supposed to be in danger, and you're touching his face and kind of looking at him like, "Oh, I can help you," kind of thing, kind of shit. And it
Mhm.
wasn't liking that because you have no story for that. So it's like I'm trying to pay attention to what you're giving me, and you're not giving me shit. Like I've seen horror movies with more story and better arcs than this shit right now.
Mhm.
But just how they presented that, it was just very awkward. One thing I noticed, and one thing that kept consistently, Alexa hasn't changed her outfit.
Well, I mean, it probably has more to do with just they keep filming it. They probably, I wouldn't be. Here's the thing: we
Yeah,
think it's a smart decision. I wouldn't be surprised if it was an oversight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised though.
Yeah, like that was one thing I noticed. I was like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
so like
Mm-hmm.
when she got mandible clawed until the next week, she had the same outfit on.
Mm-hmm.
But and then also her being backstage this week,
Yeah.
Friday,
Yeah. Yeah.
she still had the same
Have the
outfit on.
same outfit. Yeah.
So it was like, all right, at least that's consistent, and then you could actually say something with that. But just how they presented it and how they've been doing it, it's just been very weak. And then with
Before.
Braun coming back bald, not explain. You see, what would be cool if they're gonna do this match in the cinematic universe kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that he feels like he's about to be Bray Wyatt, you have him go into a flashback.
Mm.
And have him go in a
Okay.
flashback of what he dealt in the swamp to get out the swamp.
Okay. Okay. He had to fight Eric Rowan in the swamp monster suit.
Right?
Okay.
He had to fight a big alligator and make him
Something.
boots.
Oh, you the alligator from Battlegrounds. Yeah.
There you go. And then you sell your game.
But yeah, I know. Hilarious. You seen that ad with Paul Heyman? How about that?
Yeah. Well, he's still in WWE. He just
I
not.
know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How about that?
Like, I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities, and I feel like this is poorly written. Like, it's poorly presented. Honestly, like me being a big horror fan and things like that, I could think of many scenarios that could fix this easily. That's one of them. Like, honestly, during the match, because y'all gonna be doing the film shit anyway. During the match, every time he tries to pin or fucking beat the Fiend, he gets a flashback and it fucking fucks him up, and he tries to do it again and gets back in, shows him more of how he survived and shit. And then you could go into the end that the Fiend just took over him, and he had no control no matter what he was gonna do.
I mean, that'd be cool.
And then he becomes one of Fiend's henchmen. He becomes a puppet to the Fiend.
He's
Just
the
like John
Fiend.
Cena.
He's the Fiend's champion. It'd be imagine if he won, but he won. He turns his face, and like in his eyes is like the image of the Fiend or something like.
Yeah. There's
Something.
a lot of things you could do. Like, we always say this on this cast. Yo, if you're going to go 100%. Go all the way into the shit. I want the crazy shit. I'm all for the crazy shit.
That's why Braun's half of this story has fallen off for me. Like, they were going crazy with Bray's, and they're willing to do the presentation for Bray. But for Braun, they just, I'm going to stand in a screening. Instead of talking like this, I talk like this. That's all he's done.
Yeah.
He shaved his head and talks lower now.
I was like, your hair was leaving your head anyway.
But it's just like this. But you see what I'm trying to say?
No, I
this
see
is supposed to
exactly
be
what
the
you're
evolution of Braun.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
And then I just feel Alexa Bliss is as much as I love her, and I think she could easily be part of this. It's just that she's just there.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning.
They had a good idea with Sister Abigail-ish image of a woman with a snake.
Yeah.
And then they had a good idea with the Fiend giving her the mandible claw.
Yeah.
And then like
they fucked it all up.
Everything. Yeah, it's like how do you get A+ material and then just be like, nah.
Yeah, like I blame the continuity. Like, it's really bad, and hopefully SummerSlam is the end of it.
Or at least whatever's I was saying, or what I think should be the solution or the wrap up, if you will, was like there's an evolution for Alexa Bliss, so maybe she has a new character thing.
Yeah,
because that's kind of like the one thing she hasn't really done.
You know, that would have been.
She hasn't been a character yet.
That would have been awesome for the Battle Royal.
Yeah, that's true. But she hasn't been a full-fledged character yet, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Let this be the character evolution for Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
And 2, it would be to go big with Braun, do something, a set piece, let him destroy something. That's what made him popular. Nobody gave a shit because he was just a big dude. They gave a shit because he flipped over an ambulance with Roman Reigns in it and destroyed a semi and was doing dumb stuff like but being a big monster man.
Yeah.
Him talking about his feelings is like, oh man, that just reminds me of real life. Nobody wants to hear that shit. So that's what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Why? It's wrestling. Come on, man.
Yeah. It's again. It's like there's a lot of things you could do easily. Like, here's one thing. I'll put it in perspective to you, Mark.
Yeah. Do you know about the guy who played the Predator?
Yeah.
like how he's like 7 foot tall, almost 7 foot tall. He's a huge dude. He's like a one of a kind specimen, right?
Yeah.
If you had that guy willing to put on the costume for you, could you imagine how cool it would be if they had a thing for Braun to do with his size though?
Yeah.
Like it's just like you have the guy there, you have all the money in the world. Why can't you do this? I don't get it.
Like, what if the Fiend takes over him after this match?
I would love it, but like I really don't feel like they're gonna do anything with
Like,
it.
have like a Fiend half mask kind of shit with the half of the sheep.
Like, something, not nothing.
Because you need to do something with this. As much as I wanted to be invested in it, I am not. And I love Bray Wyatt. I love the Fiend character. I love Alexa Bliss, and I wish you used her to her full potential, because you could have easily did something with Alexa Bliss in this. Easily. There's many scenarios you could have did with this. Yeah, I just fucked it up.
Yeah. Too many cooks. It feels like too many ideas, and nobody's like. It feels like they didn't write this down.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
feel like every week they pick up from where they left off.
They're just writing on napkins and fucking losing them.
I mean, again, when I guess you hear the environment and you hear how Vince treats this stuff. Even if he's letting it be hands off, you know he probably still will scrap something if he sees it. And it's like, I don't like that.
Yeah. The thing is, I think the big thing with Vince McMahon that a lot of people don't realize is, like, if you prove him wrong on something, he will go with your word, and that's how he learns to trust you. The New Day risk their jobs in order. It's like, if I can get fucking Xavier Woods, if I can get the crowd to boo Kofi Kingston, fire me. That's exactly what he said to Vince McMahon. Like, there's limitations. There's job security, and there's risk that you need to take to make yourself better, and those are the things that I feel like this generation of guys don't do.
Yeah,
and
or not all of them. There's a few that do.
Yeah,
and those are the ones that stand out still. But the ones that are there's some people like Braun who are in a prominent position. He's Universal Champion.
Yeah,
he's made his success and blah blah blah, but he doesn't feel like he's taking risks because it feels like he's just going with whatever they give him.
Yeah, I feel like that too. Like, he's just like, okay, I'll shave my head bald. I was gonna shave it anyway. My hair was losing my head anyway. But yeah, I this needs work. It does need a lot of work, and you got one Friday left, so hopefully that Friday building to SummerSlam is what sells me to your match, because right now I don't care.
And it's gonna be in the Thunderdome.
The Thunderdome.
So
you better have like a guitar blazing dude on the top going.
Well, they said light show. They said lasers are gonna come back, pyro and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, but here's my thing. That's all theatrics for the entrances and for the beginning of the matches, right?
Yeah.
But where's the money, and where am I gonna be happy to see where you put things into, like the set, or things into not just production, because we know they got production, but like practical effects or something else, something different, dude. Like, come on, this is a different time in life, right? You can't have the fans there. Again, my problem with this whole lockdown era is they seem to not be willing to, and I'm not saying break the bank, you're trying to save money. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it, but you guys haven't put anything behind these big stories that you don't really care. Like, you try to say, oh, I care, but why was it the Boneyard was X, and it seemed like you cared for every little detail, but with the Bray project, we've just let it fall and slip and slide,
and sadly,
so nobody really cares.
Yeah, and sadly, honestly, the Firefly Funhouse match was one of my favorites.
Me too.
And everyone, there's a lot of like mixed things. I'm like, how you not like that match? It went beyond 100% into the shit. He was in an NWO. He was in Sunday Night Main Event. Like, how you not like that? Like, that match went everywhere, and that's what I want from Bray Wyatt. I want shit to go fucking nuts.
Yep.
And I still need a John Cena puppet.
Yes.
It could be an invisible thing with a hat on and the
little armband.
Yeah, but I need a John Cena puppet. I need John Cena. I need to know that John Cena is stuck in that Firefly Funhouse, and that he'll come back out at WrestleMania.
I hope they do that. John Cena would do that. That's the thing.
Yeah, and you want to know why the match was as good as it was? The only
Because
three
they put
people,
100%.
the only three people that was controlling that match was Bray Wyatt, John Cena, and who was the other producer? I think it was Road Dogg that produced that match.
Oh, okay.
Those are the only three people involved in that match.
It made 100% sense in its own universe. And that's why I loved it.
Yeah, and because you're not gonna tell John Cena no.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. Like John Cena is John Cena, no matter fucking what. Like you're not gonna say him no.
And the thing about it is that he's so talented enough that if he's gonna go 100% in like he did,
Yeah,
you can trust that you're gonna get something to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's mostly why I loved it, was just that, oh yeah, everybody's 100% in.
yeah.
So
And it was just so ridiculous, and I think it made what it made, and it gave you a balance of the Fiend and Bray Wyatt and the character.
Mhm.
I think that was the match that you really fully saw the character in a whole.
yeah,
And
that's true.
I think we have not seen that again after that.
I still love that he disappeared.
Yeah,
I still love that he disappeared at the end.
yeah,
There's no real closure other than that's it.
yeah.
John Cena's gone.
John Cena should be a puppet. I'm saying he should be a damn puppet or a picture, and Bray Wyatt talks to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be something. I need a John Cena puppet.
I just love that. But that's one of the things that has me invested in the Fiend.
Yeah,
And it would have me invested in Braun if they found a creative thing for him. But they killed him and then that was it.
yeah.
He came back bald? Like what?
The swamp
Why-
sacrificed his
see, the
hair
thing
for
about
his
John Cena-
teleportation.
The thing about John Cena and everything that happened to him, it made sense. It went in some type of order. It is things that the fans said. It's things that he might have hinted at. It's things that might have been canceled plans. It went with the memes of him being invisible. You know what I'm saying? Like the Johnny Large meat, everything. And the Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman Swamp thing was just, it didn't go into what actually made him special.
Yeah,
It just did pull a few tricks and then it ended. And then it's left us with this, well, what the fuck was that about?
yeah,
That's why I feel like it left me with more questions than it did answers. And that's why I feel unsatisfied with this whole thing. So
this need to be fixed. Friday is coming, and you'll see what the Thunderdome is and what they're gonna do with that.
yes,
I feel again this needs to be fixed before the match because I do not care. Sadly, I don't.
yeah.
A match I do care though, and I'm actually thinking I'm giving them credit because they actually got me really invested. Is Sonya and Mandy?
Mm-hmm. They want me to watch hair versus hair. I'm all in.
Yeah, and they've been beating the shit out of each other.
I feel very, very bad. I'm happy she's okay. Somebody tried to kidnap. Sonya Deville, for real.
And
that's terrible.
And the funny thing is, and oh my god, I hate fans sometimes. But funny thing is, Mandy Rose was with Sonya when that happened.
Wow.
They're best friends. Like no matter what, outside the ring, they're again.
I'm just saying, wow,
Yeah.
that would have been a traumatic incident to have seen or witnessed. Try to fight off a man invading. Like I'm just saying, I'm glad things didn't escalate.
Yeah, Titus O'Neil's superhero.
What he did? He was there.
He took him. He ran. He drove to pick him up.
Oh, okay. Good.
He
Good on
didn't live that far from Sonya.
Okay.
So he was like, come to my. He had him go to his house, and
Mm-hmm.
and they called the cops from there.
Gotcha.
But yeah, people stop being crazy.
I mean, 2020. That's just what the year is, huh?
Like, yo, really? You're gonna stalk someone during COVID times?
Ridiculous.
6 feet apart, motherfucker. Oh man, people can't fucking even wear a mask right in this fucking city. And they fucking
I mean,
trying to kidnap people.
Trying to kidnap people. It's crazy.
Assumption is crazy. Like the people are fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But SummerSlam is this weekend. NXT Takeover is this weekend. We will have a lot of coverage for you during that week. Is there any particular match or matches that you're looking forward to the most?
I'm mostly just NXT. I'm mostly looking forward to Finn Balor and Velveteen Dream
Oh, that's
since they made that.
tomorrow. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Since they made that.
Um,
Yeah. Well, who wins that? Excuse me. But I'm also looking forward to. I presume he's still fighting for a spot with Finn Balor.
mm-hmm.
I'm still hoping that he gets a spot. That's what I want.
Yeah, but then I want Balor to lose.
I don't want. Cameron Grimes made it in. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And Damian Priest. I mean, listen. If it ends up being Cameron Grimes, Thick Boy, and Damian Priest, and that's just it, and just call it a day, and it's fine. But if they're gonna still have one more person fight for it, and it ends up being Finn Balor, look, I want him to win.
In Gargano's fighting Holiday.
No, but I mean, I know Johnny's fighting, but I don't want Johnny to win.
I want him part of the ladder match.
Nah, I want if it means not Finn Balor, no.
But no, it's they're fighting for a spot. So Balor's fighting Dream for one spot, and Gargano's fighting the other dude for one spot.
So they're gonna have to eventually fight each other, right?
In the ladder match.
I thought they were gonna fight before. Like
No.
if they're still gonna just go directly to the so there's 2 more participants gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's gonna be 5 people. All right. If it's gonna be 5 dudes in the ladder match, then fine. But if there's no more, if it's only one more spot, then that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right.
Still want Finn to win.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Finn Balor should win everything. That's all I'll say.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing what SmackDown does. I'm very curious about the Thunderdome and seeing what they do. If it's any close to what NBA is doing, I know what they're doing, but WWE has a tendency to just do things better. So, their presentation is second to none. Like they know how to fucking run a wrestling show and things like that. So, they will find a way to make it good and make it their own thing. SummerSlam wise, I'm looking forward to the Mandy and Sonya match. I think that's one of my matches. I'm like, one y'all gonna go ball.
The thing is, as much as I'm looking forward to that, I bet you matches of the night are probably gonna both be Asuka.
Yeah, Asuka.
She's got 2 matches.
I felt like Asuka should have threw a curveball and picked the opponent for Bailey. Because I love Asuka, but I don't want her to fight twice in the pay-per-view.
I mean, if she wins twice, then I'll accept it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think she's gonna have both matches. I think she's gonna out wrestle everybody in fucking pay-per-view. But I feel like she also could easily give a spot to someone that will surprise Bailey and take the belt from her.
True enough.
Like Bianca Belair.
True. This is true.
But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I think the women also, as much as we say it's more of a downplay and just we want to see more people succeed. I think the women's storylines have been the better of the storylines. They've been more consistent.
And one of them don't even speak English.
Yeah.
Compelling storylines. I'm just saying.
And I think they've just been more consistent. Because even the Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler, I don't care for it, but I get what they're doing, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, true enough.
It's interesting. So I think the women are doing their thing. I think they're doing a really good job. I'm very curious to what Alexa Bliss does. I'm really interested if she goes full goth and shit like that and changes her whole character, because it'll be interesting, because Alexa could easily take a title and make it something. So
true.
I'm all for
That's
that.
true.
I hope we get something from Big E at SummerSlam, because
That's true.
he seems like he has nothing. He's just in the role, and that's about it.
You right.
As much as a big push, I don't see no title match. I don't see no nothing. So there's not much of a big push. So I see a title match, and 24/7 title don't count because everyone winning that. Cedric won. He finally got a title.
He beat Shelton Benjamin?
Yeah, he took the 24/7 for 5 minutes, and then he got it. He lost it.
Oh, okay.
But he took the title from himself from Benjamin.
All right. Well, that's something.
I think Drew and Randy Orton is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I hope so.
I
I hope so.
I'm digging the build. I like what they're doing. I am just mad that Drew McIntyre has such emotional attachment to Ric Flair. I understand Ric Flair is Ric Flair, but damn, he didn't do nothing for you. He just hit you in the balls, man.
But he kicked him in the head.
Randy Orton.
No, I said he kicked him in the head. That's why he's pissed.
Yeah. No, but it was like more like the Drew McIntyre being all like, "Oh, Ric Flair, no, Ric Flair." And I was like,
mean,
"Yo, he hit
yeah.
you in the balls."
Yeah, true, but it shows what a good guy he is.
Let's see the build, because again, we can't do a prediction because the card is not solid. They're still adding matches, so we'll see.
Yes, sir.
All right, I guess we can wrap this up because Scott Steiner's going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This was a shoot the shit episode. We'll be back regular time, regular schedule. With our results then. So I guess we probably maybe plan it through the week then.
Okay.
So we just do everything in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so goddamn, Scott Steiner is angry. So we're gonna wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Babble podcast. Please like and subscribe and follow us everywhere. Tumblr, Twitter, SoundCloud, Twitch TV, Instagram, all Mark with the Mic. Follow Red Cyclone Inc. on everything.
Anything and everything. That's YouTube, SoundCloud, where you can hear the It Gets Better as Well podcast, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook group, and WordPress.
Yep. And always remember, follow the Jinkies.
6 feet for them sandwiches, man.
Yes.
Don't do it.
And don't let him have a 6 foot long sandwich.
If he does, then you can smack it out of his hand.
That's a big sandwich to slap. That's a lot of mess right there.
I know.
It's a lot of food waste. Anyway, peace out. Later.